Zach Light, Lisbon's outlaw. After college, I became a local bar fighter and was in plenty of bar fights right out of college. Hence, Lisbon's outlaw. Had to leave town. I'm exciting. I throw punches. I take people down. I'm extremely strong, and it's brutal. There's every single fight I've ever been in. There's lots of blood. Kirsten's 7, Jonathan's 3, and these two mean the whole world to me. And this is why I do what I do for a living, and I love them very much.
Joining us to the blue corner, standing at 5 feet 9 inches, he weighed in at 170.5 pounds. With a background in wrestling, his record stands at 6 wins, 8 losses, 2 wins coming by way of knockout and 2 by submission. From Huntington Beach, California, introducing the Lisbon outlaw, Zach Light.
Lately, Zach Light is probably best known for being the head wrestling coach of the Wolf Slayer in the UK, where he works with such fighters as budding thespian Quinton Jackson, Michael Bisping, and Czech Congo. But after a bit of a hiatus, he is back in the cage looking to pick up his 7th victory.
And he's used to being around athletes, and he clearly says that Woodley is the most athletic fighter that he's ever fought. And he's worked on everything else except wrestling, hoping to catch Woodley with something like that, like land punches, defend takedowns, and to get up off of his back, because he doesn't feel that that would be a very good place to be against Tyron Woodley.
Pat, his brothers Ike and Shane are in his corner tonight, as you mentioned off the top of the show. Wrestling a family affair in the Light family.
Yeah, I mean, Lisbon, Iowa has produced the Algers, the Randalls, probably more Division I All-Americans and national champs than any small town or town in Iowa. A lot of history there, and the Light family is definitely follows right along that line.
He told us that he's going to be leaving immediately after the fight to head back to the UK to help Michael Bisping and Paul Kelly prepare for their upcoming fights in the UFC. Also preparing Czech Congo for his upcoming date with Frank Mir. So a very busy coach. And someone, well, Pat Miletich said he would love to coach is Zach Light's opponent. For this guy, you need to believe the hype.
Man, I bring tenacity to the cage. I think it's the new level, the new generation of MMA guys that, well versed in every area, on the ground, striking, boxing. They're gonna see a guy that's relentless, that's not gonna get much pressure, and they're gonna see me in this guy's face, pretty much the whole fight. I like to keep this with me. It reminds me of what I'm fighting for. It's a ring that says, greater is he that is in me. And then I fight for myself, I fight for my family, I fight for my son. I'm, very spiritually intact, who I am, and, I've came through a lot of things that I've been transformed as a person.
And now, joining us to the red corner, standing at 5 feet 8 inches, he weighed in at 171 pounds. Also with a background in wrestling, his record stands at 3 wins, no losses. All 3 wins coming by way of submission. From Coconut Beach, Florida, by way of St. Charles, Missouri, here is the undefeated Tyron Woodley.
You shouldn't be surprised that Tyron Woodley is a fighter. After all, he's the 11th of 13 children, and he cites his mother, Deborah, as his hero and saint. Stephen, 11 of 13 kids. Right?
I'm sure he got a lot of sparring in the living room. But tonight, to beat Zach Light, he needs to put pressure in every way possible, exploit openings, and not surprisingly, put him on his back. The last time we saw Tyron Woodley, he was testing his skills up against an unbeaten submission stylist in Sal Woods, who himself was vastly more experienced than T. Wood. But T. Wood dominated the kickboxing portion of combat, which set up his strong suit, his impeccable wrestling, and his unblockable double leg scoop and slam delivered time and again, setting up some vicious ground and pound. But what impressed people the most was the finish when Woodley locked in a very sophisticated darts choke and curled in for the tap out. Being a long two-time top-level wrestler with a diverse array of submissions, has proven to be the winning combination for Tyron Woodley.
Three-time All-American in high school, went undefeated his senior year at 48-0 as we go to the numbers for this welterweight contest.
Tyron Woodley is quite a bit younger. He's just a tad shorter, and he's got a reach, though. He's got long arms for a welterweight, and I think he can use that because he's got a lot of speed and great boxing ability. He should definitely take advantage of that.
Once again, here's Jimmy Lennon Jr. with the official introductions.
Welterweights in the cage. We're scheduled 3 5-minute rounds. Our referee in charge of this bout, Tom Jones.
Ready? Fighter, are you ready? Fight!
The truncated version of the official introductions as we are underway. 3 5-minute rounds in this 170-pound tilt. Tyron Woodley with all the buzz. Zach Light, of course, looking to squash the buzz and try to put himself back on the map again. Well known as a wrestling coach now, but still feels that he has a lot left in his fighting tank. And he looks in tremendous shape.
Yeah, he is shredded. He's definitely trained hard for this. Spent 9 months in different training camps helping other guys get ready. He runs with everybody, wrestles with everybody, spars with everybody, so I'm sure he's in great shape.
And Tyron Woodley has been working with the likes of Din Thomas and Eve Edwards in Coconut Creek, Florida. American top team on his striking. We'll see what dividends that work will pay here as he looks to be in pretty good shape. So far, nice kick to the body by Woodley.
Zach Light is waiting a little bit too long. He should establish his jab and get moving.
And it's amazing to see the evolution of the sport. Again, looking at two guys with wrestling backgrounds, and now there's a winging right hand by Light, but look at how compact Woodley is. Look how he times his punches. This guy looks like a striker.
He looks like a striker because he's a superior athlete. He's got rhythm and he understands the stuff.
Nice counter by Woodley.
Woodley is like a panther ready to pounce, and his reflexes are so unbelievably fast.
Woodley has Light against the cage, picks him up, slams him to the canvas.
And that was done against a very good wrestler, so that tells you what kind of level Woodley is.
And Woodley wasting little time going for the kill here in the half guard. Looking to set up maybe an arm triangle choke.
Every one of Woodley's previous opponents has tapped out. Zach Light knows that, and Woodley is trying to work for that. He tried to work for the key lock earlier, but he gave up on it.
Woodley went 7-0 as an amateur. He finished his initial bout in just 20 seconds. 2 minutes have gone by in this fight. Nice reversal attempt by Light, but look at the balance of Woodley.
Yeah, good stuff by two good wrestlers, and both obviously very experienced in ground fighting now.
As Steven mentioned, not one of Tyron's bouts have gone to the scorecards. Busy working from top position here, shoulder strike against Light.
You can see between two wrestlers, when you're on your feet, you want to control underhooks. Tyron Woodley's controlling the underhook with his right side. That's very important for him to be able to do. Zach Light needs to be able to get the underhook in there to be able to kick his hips out more and get moving and get up.
Back of the head.
Light seemed to think that after 7 minutes, that wrestling burst would mean that Woodley would start to fade, but I just don't see that happening.
Woodley has Light pinned up against the fence, a wrestler's best friend. Light now trying to sit up, maybe do some wall walking to get back to his feet.
And you can see that underhook enabled him to start to be able to move. He got that in there, and that was great.
And did you see the distribution of weight by Woodley, though? Put all his weight front side, top side, and puts Light back on his back, full mount. And some ground and pound now from Woodley.
We're going to see if T-Wood has got a rear naked choke in his arsenal, because if he starts dropping bombs enough, Zach Light will have to turn.
It's
Arm triangle coming up.
Woodley going for the arm triangle choke.
It's tight.
It is. He just needs to hop over. He might not even need to hop over.
How does Light defend?
You can see Zach Light pushing his arm up to try and get it off his own carotid artery. It looks like there's a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, there is a gap. And the danger here is that Woodley could expend unnecessary energy if he's unable to Now it looks like Light begins to fade. No, Woodley back to full mount, and he has to let it go.
Great job by Light. Very good defense.
And Woodley all over Zach Light, not giving him any room whatsoever. And Light now doing the smart thing and just trying to keep it at close quarters. Maybe just keep him from posturing and hopefully get the referee to call for a stand-up. But Woodley is just perpetual motion.
You can see how Woodley's crossing his ankles right now. Zach Light on the bottom's got to be able to split those ankles, get a leg down flat and slide it underneath, and try and escape that mount position. But Woodley does a great job of adjusting his legs constantly.
Well, moral victory already for Light, escaping the arm triangle choke.
Yeah, it really was. I think Woodley has really impressed me with his balance, because there was a couple buck and roll attempts by Light that would have thrown most guys off, and Woodley stayed right on top. Mount sometimes not the ender that it used to be, because the mount can be buck and rolled over.
I thought Woodley was transitioning there for an arm bar as you saw Light turning to his side. Now the high, mount the posture. Oh, and Light survives the opening round.
When you're punching, keep your distance, all right? Get too close punching, keep a good distance. Make sure you're breathing. If you're in that half guard, you can stay there all day and punch, all right? You just got to posture up. Be confident. Be confident when you posture up that you're not going to lose position, because you'll beat him on position every time.
Seconds out. All right, fighter in your corner, please. Fight!
Steven, how did you score the opening 5 minutes?
Definitely a 10-9 round for Woodley. He controlled position, but it was a little bit surprising to me that he didn't lump up Light as much as he could have.
What impressed you the most about that first round?
Well, I tell you what, Light comes out and he looks fresh after having Woodley mounted on him. That's great. He looks great. He looks eager.
Light said 7 minutes in fighting would mean that Woodley would start to fade because of the wrestler burn. We're going to see if that happens 2 minutes into this round.
Again, remember, Woodley not used to fighting a long time, as he's known for his lightning quick finishes. But Zach Light, the veteran, surviving the first round, and as you mentioned, Pat, looks pretty fresh to start the middle stanza.
Zach Light seems to be winding up his punches too much. If he just established his jab, I think everything could come behind that, and he could get more into the stand-up version of this fight.
Right hand from Woodley. Sets up switch kick.
One of the axioms in boxing is don't wait, be first. And Zach Light has to take to that.
Clash in the center of the cage. Overhand right tags Light. And Woodley now dumps him on his back, and he goes in for the proverbial kill.
Can't wait around.
Scraping the body, dropping the lefts and rights.
That was a true demonstration of power and striking.
And again, going for the arm triangle choke. Will the second time be the charm?
Left hip, left hip, left hip.
It's going to be hard to get from the mount. He's going to be popped over.
Left hip, Zach.
Knee on belly.
Left hip now. Up your hip, up your hip. Left hip now. Up your hip.
Do you see anything, Pat, that could secure the choke more to bring about a conclusion to this fight?
Well, he's got to slide back down lower around the neck and then cinch it up again.
And again, postures up and drops the ground and pound on a very valiant Zach Light, looking for the octopus guard there momentarily, but is once again on his back crab walk to the fence. And Woodley, the wrestler, looking to pin Light up and just continue to wear his opponent down.
Tell you what, Woodley looks like the complete package. He's definitely improved from his last fight in great ways.
Okay, so here we are going for the arm triangle again. Are we crediting Light for escaping, or is it lack of experience by Woodley not to secure the choke, Pat?
Well, you know what? I think Woodley is just coming in a little bit high on it. He's got to sink down lower there. He's starting to work himself back down. Maybe he's starting to recognize it.
Back to the fence and get up.
Maybe the shaved head of Light's helping him slide out of it a little bit.
In full mount.
You gotta
forearm by Woodley.
You gotta fight for it. Hands on his hip. Hands on his hip. Push him off.
Woodley leaving that arm under the neck of Light. Well, it changed it now, but it gave Light a possible rollover, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Light trying to scramble, and Woodley on top of him, but allows him to get back up to his feet, delivers a lead. High kick, leg kick, uppercut, left, drops a level, goes for the double leg, and slams him again.
Back up, back up.
I love it. I mean, a beautiful punch-kick combination right into a double leg scoop.
Perfect.
He's doing a great job of getting the guy thinking that he's going to stand up and bang with him for a while, and then boom, he's back in on the legs.
So quick.
Him up
And
and
it's, yes, exactly, so quick and so efficient.
even more than that, it's seamless that he understands the transition.
Good job by Light using the gate. There's the armbar. Armbar attack by Woodley. Woodley looking for the submission win, his fourth submission in 4 fights.
He's got to turn the thumb up toward the
And
ceiling.
it's over. Turn out the light. This party is over.
Brand new submission win there for Tyron Woodley.
What a slick submission victory by T. Woodley. His fourth victory via submission. Not bad for a wrestler.
Not bad at all, and he didn't look like a wrestler. I'll tell you what, he looked like a fighter.
And that's exactly what he is. A rising star in Strikeforce. And you can now see why there is plenty of buzz surrounding this native of St. Louis, Missouri, who has spent time working with American Top Team in Coconut Creek, Florida, improving his professional record to 4-0. When you count the amateur record, he's now 11-0, and the future looks bright for T. Woodley.
And if I'm a 170-pound world-ranked fighter right now, I'm looking at Woodley and getting nervous, because you know he's coming.
You know what, though? Credit goes to Zach Light, the veteran, as well, who really put up a valiant effort.
Absolutely. Light, that's one of the best fights I've ever seen Light put on. I mean, that was a very good fight by Light.
Fight, man.
Woodley tried to time him coming in with the right hand, landed a vicious knee to the body, and then threw the punch. Woodley proving he's a great striker, lands the overhand right and drops Light, showing his striking power, and then he transitions into things. He gets people thinking that he's going to bang with them for a while. Boom, he's in on the legs, up you go, then down you go. A lot of power in all areas by Woodley. Here's Light trying to roll out of the mount. Turns the angle, Woodley recognizes it, takes the arm, comes over, has to pass the leg to hold him down. The one thing that Woodley needed to do, and he finally recognized that he needed to turn the thumb up toward the ceiling so the pressure went directly against the elbow joint. He secured, turned the thumb up, there he adjusts his hips, and the pressure starts to come down once he rotates the wrist. You can see him grab the thumb, start to turn it over a little bit. All over.
Here with the official decision is Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, an armbar ends this contest as the fighter taps out at the time of 3 minutes, 38 seconds of round number 2. He is the winner by way of submission and still undefeated, Tyron T. Woodley.
Tyron, I would have to say that Zach Light may have been the toughest opponent you fought so far, wouldn't you say?
I would say definitely. You know, he had no quit in him. He was going hard. You know, I went for a couple submissions, kind of burned my arms out. He was a tough guy, man. Hitting hard from the bottom, so hats goes off to him.
But your striking was pretty impressive to us to set up the takedowns and the submission. How would you rate your performance here tonight?
You know, I wish I wouldn't have went for that submission as much. Could have transitioned a little bit more. You know, I'm still young, growing. I felt good. Overall, I feel good about my performance. Pushed myself.
Now, you once said that you want to be different every fight. How is this fight different?
I won by armbar.
Good answer. Anything else?
I want to thank my sponsors, Clinch Gear, Full Tip Poker, The Fitness at St. Louis, Triumph United, Jason Thor with Guarantee Rate, American Top Team, MMA Overload, Fight Fit TV, and St. Charles MMA. Everybody, and most of all, I want to thank my #1 sponsor endorser that make all things possible, Jesus Christ.
Tyron, great job. Let's hear it for him. Tyron T. Woodley.
4 professional fights, 4 submission wins. The future of the Strikeforce welterweight division has a name, and it's Tyron T. Woodley.